right, next game, Birmingham Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama. Captain Obvious. We've got East Carolina and Coastal Carolina. Damn sure isn't Birmingham, England. I'll tell you that. So it had to be Birmingham, Alabama. We've got East Carolina, 7-point favorites here, 63 the total. I'll tell you what, Coastal Carolina, a chance to play an in-state team. You know, I think they're fired up to play East Carolina and beat East Carolina. But now you've got the coaching situation, right? Jamie Chadwell announced this morning, new head coach at Liberty, moving there, coaching in flux, coaching musical chairs. Who's coaching, who's calling plays, who's sticking around? Is Grayson McCall going to play in this game? He played through pain, played through injury in the Sun Belt Championship game against Troy, and I credit that kid, tough as nails to even play in that game, but you could tell he was not at his absolute best, not fully healthy, not fully right, and Troy was just too much for them, really on either side of the football in that Sun Belt Championship game. But I don't doubt Coastal's motivation they'd want to beat East Carolina. I think they'd be fired up still and just want to see who's going to coach, who's going to call plays. I still think that deep down inside they would be interested in playing East Carolina. They'd be enthusiastic about it. And certainly from East Carolina, I've seen enough chinks in their armor late in the regular season to be concerned about laying a full touchdown with them in this game. The Houston game was a no-show, flat out, 42-3. I still can't explain how they did not show up to play on Senior Day in that game on their home field against the Houston Cougars. And then, of course, they had the 49-46 win against Temple, which they won in spite of a defense that was not stopping E.J. Warner, the son of Kurt Warner, in that Temple offense. They went up and down the field. Thankfully for them, Holton Ahlers and the East Carolina offense returned fire and basically went up and down the field as well against Temple's defense, and they just scored the last points and got the win, but didn't cover as 9.5-point favorites. So, in terms of this matchup, let's see who's playing at quarterback. Will it be McCall? Will it be one of these other quarterbacks, Carpenter or Guest? And I'll tell you what, neither one was good at all in that James Madison game. So that's concerning if McCall's not in. Will they have a quarterback capable of playing well in this game against East Carolina? But I do think there's some situational, motivational elements that favor the Chanticleers here in this game getting a touchdown. Plus, you factor in, East Carolina down the stretch, showing you not exactly a team you love laying 7 with at the moment. So lots of talking points. The slightest of leans right now would probably be to Coastal, but I want to see if McCall's playing. I want to see how the coaching situation fleshes itself out with Jamie Chadwell moving on to Liberty, announced earlier this morning. What do you think here, Conor? Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah, all that stuff is so key. I mean, what's going to go on with the coaching staff? Will McCall play? I'm not so sure. This is tough. I still think East Carolina is better. Just that Coastal defense was just shredded at these last 2 games were so bad. But you mentioned the motivation. If McCall's in and he's got, they want to beat East Carolina. And, it's a little bit big brother, little brother, and they want to play football with them. So that's why in these bowl games it's tough because still, and I didn't like how East Carolina played down the stretch, like you mentioned. The Temple game, the no-show was Houston. It seemed like that win after BYU. They went there. It just kind of, the season wasn't as good. And that defense was hit and miss on East Carolina. Some games showed up better than others, and other games they got into shootouts. Holton Ahlers, all right quarterback. The offense, he's been there forever. He's solid. It's just too many question marks right now. I can't do anything with this football game.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a wait and see. See who's at quarterback. Is McCall healthy enough? Is he going to still play? Or are they going to shut him down and have him not play in this?
If Guest is in, you can't play it. Like, I'm not going to play Coastal at all. There's just no fucking way.